Can you guys hear me now? Let me know if there is sound now. Hold on 1 second. I don't know what's going on. Oh, we're good. Thank you, Marlo. All right. I think that I accidentally, when I put this on my hat, I think I accidentally turned it off. So I'm just going to leave it on my shirt. So there we go. What's going on, everybody? I appreciate everybody coming and watching the live stream. Hopefully, everybody is doing well today. So, again, let me get it turned. So again, hopefully everybody had a fantastic week and weekend. I today am going to be talking about my updated thoughts on the three Zed creators from Justin and Grace. This is Seamless Soul. We got Ross's, which is Sunkissed Island with the cool little tattoo picture on the box. And then we have Ibete, which is from Jordan, aka Omos, which has him on the crown, on the throne with a crown on, and then the little lion. And it's pretty cool boxes, to be honest with you. But hopefully everybody's having a great week. I started posting at the end of the week, as you saw, and I'm going to continue that through this week. So if anybody was wondering, we are going to be back on schedule with all of my normal videos and stuff like that. So it's going to be back to normal. But let me see who's all in here right now. What's going on, traffic? I hope all is well. Scent of the day was Rasasi Darige. Nice. Today, my scent of the day was, where is it? I'm going to wear this tomorrow as well. This is Seamless Soul by Grace and Justin. Again, I'll talk about that in a second, but that is my scent of the day. If you haven't already, please let me know what your scent of the day is, but hopefully you're having a great day, traffic. What's up, Barry? Howdy, Randy in chat. Scent of the day is Chanel Allure Homme. I received my Zed Creators shipping notice this morning. Now I hear in my head is Carly's anticipation. That's funny. Yeah, it's. I'm really excited for everybody to get their fragrances in and talk about them. At least to me, if you guys can comment, let me know what you think of all of them. But I can tell you, somebody came into my, and I knew it was going to happen. If you guys go on Fragrantica right now, you see Justin's, because he doesn't have like the troll backing right now. His is almost at a 5. And then I didn't look and see what Ibere is, but then you obviously know Ross's. He's got that bunch of people that just go and troll on his accounts for some reason, and they gave him like a 3, and they compared it to like a diaper fragrance and stuff like that. It's quite ridiculous. But anyway, they came to my video and they were like, "Yet another Zaharoff shill," and obviously it was their first comment. And I was like, you obviously didn't watch the video and you just straight up commented that I was a shill for no reason. And I was like, I just want to make sure my sound is going good. Yeah, it seems like the sound's going good. Anyway, so I was like, obviously you did not watch the video, because I said right whenever I did the breakdown, in the very beginning of the video, that this is a 100% honest review. Yes, I was sent it by the 3 people that are technically 4 now, that are in collaboration with Zaharoff, but I didn't like one of the 2 that I tried from the first Zed Creators. I didn't like one of the 3 from the second Zed Creators, and I even said Evening Mystique my wife doesn't like. But I didn't like of the Immortals from that round. I was like, so I'm going to be completely honest. And this is the best Zed Creators. Mass appeal throughout, I mean, out the wazoo, but also the uniqueness is still there from the first 2. So you still get that unique blend of the first 2 Zed Creators that you didn't see in many other fragrances. And then with these, you get that mass appeal. So if that guy wants to talk, go ahead. And I know I'm going to see more, but whatever. I really don't give a crap. What's up, Blaine? Good to see you again as well. Let's get it. Let's get it. If anybody is new to my channel, you probably don't know what I'm saying. But what's up, Kevin? Good evening from Lakeland, Florida. What's up, buddy? David said, hey, Randy, scent of the day is Travel Spray of Louis Vuitton Imagination. You're smelling good. I mean, a lot of people are talking about that on TikTok right now, but it is a good smelling fragrance. I mean, I don't know if I'd spend the $300 some on it, but it's a good one. 5 by 5. What's up, Melly Mel? What's up, buddy? Hopefully you're having a fantastic Monday. I don't work Mondays, so at least this Monday. And I just found out that I was able to get off So many days in December. Usually they're blacked out for my to request off, but I got off. So I have the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 2 weeks before Christmas. Then I have the 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th that I took off. Then I have the 20th, 21st, and 22nd that I have off already for the weekend. Then I took off the 23rd and the 24th. We only work 2 hours. And then I have the 25th. Then I work the 26th. And then I have the 27th, 28th, and 29th off. Literally half the month of December I am off. I am so freaking looking forward to it. It's not even funny. Because I just did a lot of my Christmas shopping and I'm going to finish it up this weekend. And then after that, it's all uphill. Or I guess downhill. I just picked up all 3 Zeds. You should. I'm telling you, this is a wardrobe. These are wardrobe. I'm trying to get through the chat, and every time someone mentions the Zeds, I'm like, you guys got to buy it. I'm telling you. Looking forward to getting them all. First wearing a Midnight Raspberry today. Nice, man. How are you enjoying the Midnight Raspberry? They shipped it off to me, and I tried a sample of it, but I still have not got my bottle, unfortunately. It should be here either tomorrow or Wednesday. He shipped it out like Thursday or Wednesday of last week, so I should have already had it, but yeah, didn't come in. Pulled the trigger on Sun-Kissed Island this past weekend. Can't wait. Yeah, that's a beaut. Like I said, I want to get into these, but I want to finish the comments. But yeah, it's a very beautiful tequila. Like you don't see tequila like in fragrances much at all, but the way that shines is so nice. Hey, Patrick, thank you so much for the $5 donation. Everything goes back to the channel, so obviously appreciated. What's up, Randy? I took a 6-month break from frag content to recharge mental and catch up on some. It's funny, one of my friends from this area that was also a reviewer for a very short period of time, he texted me today and out of the middle of nowhere, and he was like, I took a break from fragrance content. But I know how you feel, both from a consumer of fragrance content. I was watching it back when it was like 2 fragrance reviewers, and then Jeremy and all of them, GenSense, started to come into the fold, and then I took almost like a 2-year break from it. I didn't watch them at all. And I still had fragrances. I just stopped watching content. It was about 2021, late 2021, when I started watching it again. That's when I decided, you know what? In about 6 months, I'm going to start, once my job starts to calm down, because in the beginning of the year, my job is crazy. I mean, we take in new hospital chains, we get 300,000 new members and stuff. So it's a lot of work in the beginning of the year. So I was like, I'm going to wait 6 months and then I'm going to start my channel. But yeah, I'm happy to see you back. And hopefully everything mentally was recharged and hopefully it worked out. But yeah, getting back into the world of fragrance, is there any specific fragrance that you're looking forward to getting? As far as like getting back into it, I know I'm looking forward to the YSL, even though it's probably the worst time to release a cologne. It's called YSL Y Iced Cologne. I love the YSL Y line, always have, even though I'm like, designers this year haven't been that great. That one looks pretty good to me. Hopefully, it sounds like it's a summer fragrance, which it's weird. It seems like a lot of people have all 3 of them coming. But again, thank you for the $5 donation again, Patrick. Yeah, so Trey got all 3 coming in. A lot of people do. It's crazy. What's up, Mike? Go follow Fragrance Fraternity if you are not already, as well as Melly Mel Shaves. Go follow both of those. What's up, Abba? Nice to meet you. I'm new here. Welcome to the channel. If you ever need me to review anything or want a topic done, ask anybody in the chat if you actually mention it. And it's not like something I have to spend $300 on, or if it's a topic, I usually get that topic done. Even if you mention it on the live stream, I usually do that topic within the next week or 2. So if you ever want something done, please let me know. Marlo is wearing Loewe 7 Cobalt. I always say Low 7 Cobalt, but it's Loewe. But that stuff is actually very nice. It's very designer-esque, but higher quality. Smells almost like, was it Dior Homme Sport that it kind of smells like? I have it behind me. I probably should get it out, but I'll probably knock 15 things over. But Loewe 7 Cobalt, if you guys want a nice blue that is pretty much for any season, but a little bit fresher, very, very good. Great choice. Ross is see, there's always the one. Um, and if you mean by that, he has a lot of tools in his arsenal that he puts towards the fragrances. Yeah, he certainly does. 2 times Sunkiss Island on the way. 2 times, nice. I'm thinking about once I'm done reviewing all these, doing my full reviews, I want to get your guys' thoughts on, as long as they're still available, which one would you like me to buy? I'm thinking about buying another Sunkissed Island to give away on my channel, just so somebody can experience it that might not be able to purchase it. And so I'm thinking about which one I want to do. I think because Ross sent was the one who agreed to send me the 3 fragrances, I'm probably going to get Sunkissed Island to do the giveaway, but I would like to know your thoughts. I agree, Callie. He makes Zaharoff look bad. See, we always got the. I don't understand it. Like, he's a good dude. Like, seriously, I have a family. I come on here and just doing this live stream, drinking coffee with a protein thing in it, like, because I'm on that diet and the Wegovy, and I'm just a normal dude. And if you guys, I don't know what it is that's making people do that and say that kind of stuff, but I came in and got my channel. I had 200 subscribers, 100 subscribers, and I reached out to Ross and said, hey, I'm trying to build my channel. Do you want to collab by any chance? And he's like, I appreciate you asking me. I can't do it now, but I'll do it later. And we've been friends for 3.5 years. And so, and like I said, my wife didn't like Evening Mystique, and I did not hold back on that. And so it's like, I'm 100% honest, and he's a good guy. And so if you guys want to call him names and call him a bum, that's your prerogative. But just try to keep it away from my channel, because I have nothing to do with that. Like, I'm reviewing fragrances as a fragrance reviewer, so it's not nice. It's just maintain positivity in this world, dude. Just be positive, live your life, just do you, do what you love to do. Don't worry about what other people are doing. I mean, he hasn't done anything to make people say that shit. He's trying to make fragrances and good content for people to enjoy. And so just, I mean, negativity is just such a crutch in this community. I would love to see more positivity coming out. Like, support the people. I mean, yes, like, it's becoming bogged down with like millions of reviewers now when there used to be like 40, but it's in clones and stuff like that. But whether you like clones or you like designers or you want to hate on somebody, do it to your own little group of people. I don't really give a crap. Just maintain some positivity, please. What's up, Newt? Scent of the day is Killing Angel Share on the Rocks, which is, like I'm saying, it's one of the better releases of the year. If not, it might be the best Angel Share out there. Newt, you do have my approval. Same with Mo or Hamzat, if you guys are in here. And Joel, you have my approval to get rid of whoever you want. It's not much. I can't do it from my side, so. Would you say the moss is strong and seamless soul? No, I would not say that the moss is strong and seamless soul. I am not a fan of oak moss in the slightest. I mean, I can deal with oak moss, but the moss is not strong in that fragrance. What's up, Caleb? I'm ready to get my trifecta of the Zed Creators 3 and currently wearing, is that Yalman Law? Gladiator? Triumph of Yalman Law? I think I'm getting that wrong. Gladiator. I don't see it. What's Y and L? Am I right? Is that what? Is that Yeoman Law? I'm sorry. I'm trying to think because I heard Gladiator lately. I'm thinking, is it the Gladiator that I have? I don't know. But hopefully you're enjoying it. Catching up on this year's new releases. I have Myself Absolute and Victory Absolute coming in this week. Those seem to be my favorites from this year. Why I sell Myself Absolute? I like it. Don't get me wrong, I like it. It's just the orange blossom that kind of sweet white floral has been played out this year, and that kind of just, I don't know if I've just been drained of that over the first 6 months of the year, but when that was released in what, July, August, I just didn't care for it. And I liked it, like, but I didn't like it enough to buy a bottle, especially for the price tag. But hopefully, the Invictory Absolute was not talked about by a lot of people, but I really enjoy that stuff. Fragrance Dude, you're on point with all your reviews, but you're attached to steroid. Oh, here we go. So it might look bad on you in the community. I've been friends with Ross. People know I'm friends with Ross. I'm also friends with Mike. I'm friends with um, Jeff from SoCal Sense, who is nowhere close to this side of the community. There's so many people like Dedrick. I know he's also connected to Ross, but then other parts of the community. I'm also on TikTok and Ball Cap Cologne and Big Beard, or not Big Beard Business. Um, Polysniferous. That's what I was trying to think. Noah and his wife, they make fragrances. I'm friends with all of those on TikTok. So I'm in every part of the community. Small parts, like I don't talk to like 500 people. But with that said, it is what it is. I'm friends with Ross, and if people don't like that, then they can comment what they want. Newt will get rid of you, and then we'll keep on moving, in my opinion. I saw the YSL Ice Cologne. It seems super interesting, maybe a good replacement for the Eau Fraiche. I was thinking that. The color of the bottle really makes me think that it's going to be closer to Live, but the name of it makes it think you're right, that it's going to be closer to this. I honestly don't know. Either way, I think it's going to be good. But I don't see why they would. There wasn't a banned note or an ingredient for this fragrance. They just discontinued it because of the sales. So I don't see why they would re-release the same one unless they were trying to just still have that cologne, but since that one wasn't selling, maybe update it like they did with the Le Parfum to have something maybe a little bit more mass appealing that people might hook on to a little bit easier. That might be it. Who knows? I'm hoping it's better than the Eau Fraiche as well, because the Eau Fraiche, out of all of them, it's nice for sure, but it's not one of my favorites. I like the giveaway idea as well, Newt. I think you're too far up Russ's butt cheeks. Hey, okay, bye bye. Newt, can you? I don't know how to do that, but it is what it is. Hopefully you can get Ice Accord down the Dior Homme Cologne or Jimmy Choo Man Ice. Probably would have to be a mix of juniper and aldehydes. Well, that's what this one already is. This one's already that juniper aldehydic smell. So I would think it's the same. What's up, Tony? Hope you're well. Set of the day is 1 million Privé. It hits nice on a cold day. It sure does hit nice on a cold day. I wore it a few days ago. So good. Shout out from the Bay Area. Shout out from Pittsburgh. I'm in like the South Hills of Pittsburgh. Angel Share on the Rocks is fire. It's a great any season fragrance. It's basically Angel Share that you can wear in any year. You guys are really tag teaming this one. I'm proud of you for coming through, and all you butt buddies coming through and just having a nice words for Ross. I mean, I told Ross, I said, hey, you're going to get those people. I mean, we've already figured that out. So guess what? It just fuels your shorts tab now because he does that comment thing. I said, but not only that, if you have people talking about you, then they're going to go into every single live stream that someone bought one of these fragrances or is just talking about whether they want to get them. And 50 people going across the fragrance community talking about you. So you're on their minds. So I said, good press or bad press, it's press. Yes, Yeoman Law. I was thinking it's just for Sora. That's why I was thinking Soradora Gladiator. That's why my mind, because I just bought Soradora Gladiator not long ago, and I was like, Yeoman Law has one too, and he put Y and L, but the one that's on my brain right now is Soradora Gladiator, so that's where I got confused. Where is Mo? Come on, Mo. He's always. I gotta say, out of all of my moderators, we always got Newt. Newt is always here, and he's my pride and joy moderator right now because Hamzat is usually nowhere to be found. Joel is usually crawling through 1,000 other people's wrenches. And then we always got Newton here, so thank you to Newt. I think I owe you a Christmas gift. I love Ross. Been watching him from the beginning. The way he presents himself on camera has changed in some ways, although that's always been the real him. Yeah, I mean, he was probably around my weight when he was probably at my stage, is where I'm at right now, 3 years. And he has slowly not only went in the journey as a fragrance creator, which your content will change. Mine doesn't change because I'm honestly too lazy. I'm going to make the same ass content, same shit. It's going to be first impressions, full reviews, looking through my house to see what I have to come up with some idea. And if I can't come up with some idea, I'll probably text my moderators and say, give me something. I got nothing. And then I'll do a review, and then I'll do a live stream on a Monday if I feel like it. I almost didn't do it today. And it wasn't because I wasn't feeling good. It was because I was getting so used to not doing live streams that I was like, I could sit on the couch, play some Gwent in the game The Witcher 3, which I'm playing right now for my second run through. And there's a card game in it called Gwent. And right before the live stream, I was playing it. I was like, fuck, I keep wanting to play this elf. I want to play this elf. And I can't finish the card game if I'm going to go on my live stream. But yeah, I mean, things happen. People change. Reviewers change. But, I mean, for anything, he's changed for the better. He went from Louisiana to Colorado. Now he's living in Miami, or not Miami, Florida. Same difference, but he's living in Florida. I honestly don't know this place in Florida, but and it's all because of fragrances and his hard work in it. So I mean, great. And everybody hit that like. And Newt, I don't know if you know, but I am friends with Noah, Jamie and Noah over at Polysniferous. He's sending me a bunch of stuff. I'm actually sending him a decant of all 3 of the Zeds. And then he's sending me a Aventish Red, Aventish Pink, an unreleased fragrance that he hasn't put out yet called Aventish Orange, which is his pumpkin spice version of Aventish. They're not clones. If you guys want to know, they're not clones. And then he's also sending me Brackish Man and like 3 or 4 other ones that I'm going to cherry smoke and a couple other things. Ross has been attacked for such a long time. I mean, every Reddit. Yeah, there's also that Oda Jerks that started out as something positive and it turned into hate. I mean, I was part of it for a while, but like not on there because I don't have Reddit, but people were, my moderators every day would be like, hey, guess what? On Oda Jerks, you're on there right now. And it was probably because I was talking about Zed Creators too. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. If you feed into the negativity, it just gets worse. So I try to stay away from it. One more positive thing, on to more positive things. All Zed Creators coming in this week. Can't wait. Yeah. They're actually, if I didn't tell you guys, I think I did, but in the middle of November, when they're all back from Chicago, because they spent like 36 hours boxing up your shit and signing them, they were so dead. I was talking to Ross and Omos and Justin and all them on the phone. They sounded so beat whenever I was on the phone with Ross. I was like, dude, you guys sound like you're dead right now. And then Ross and them, they were like, he's like, all your videos on all 5 of our phones, or all 4 of our phones right now, we're watching it. And then at the end, he's like, George said that you need to send all the bottles back. And then all of a sudden I hear Omos in the background cracking up. I was like, yeah, fuck you guys. Give me the address. I'll send these pieces of shit back. He's definitely a great guy. Yeah, I mean, he's a good friend to me. So whether other people have hate for him, I know it 99% of the time it's unwarranted. There might be that 1.1% that Ross might have pissed off like 4 years ago that's still rage baiting, but for the most part, everybody doesn't have a reason. Polysniffer. So if you guys don't like TikTok, great. But if there was one reason to watch TikTok, Noah, he is the perfumer and owner of Polysniferous with his wife Jamie. And every single day while I'm working, I put in my earbuds and I listen to him. He perfumes for like 6 hours a day on TikTok Live and just does all the perfuming of all of his fragrances. And shows you how each one smells, and he'll make a batch and be like, yeah, that needs more of this buttery iris, or like this or that. And it's so cool to see. And he actually orders the different chemical compounds and all that while he's on the live stream. So if you ever want to watch something really cool, watch Polysniferous. Agree, Jeremiah. I've been following him since the beginning of his channel. Anytime we interacted, he's been really cool to me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how I found it. So we got in a little bit of an argument a couple years ago, but I mean, we we talked to each other on the phone. It was just like, all right, we're good. Found a way to get Isola Blue for what? How the did you get that, Jeremiah? Yeah, that's a steal. $125 for a $240 fragrance on discounters. That's like over half off what discounters get. Are you sure it's real? Because I even know that the discounters, they get them for 15% off the price that they post them for. So let's just say maybe 200, maybe 190 is probably their price point. So you're getting it under the wholesale price that they get it for, which is nuts. Yeah, okay. Does your wife know you and Ross? My wife thinks Ross is cool. So I mean, whatever. Like, how old are you? No gifts needed, but sorry, can't delete quick enough. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. If you would have caught me 2 years ago with these comments, I would have been spending an hour like arguing with them. But it's like, it's just funny now. I'm almost 40 years old. There's a newer website, I guess, has a slower shipping than Joma Shop. Everyone heard of the Parfums. Never heard of them before. But Joma Shop is only slow if you choose a fragrance that says it's not available or it doesn't say in stock. If it says next to shipping speed in stock, then you're fine. If it says 1 to 3 days, 3 to 5 days, 1 to 2 weeks, that means they don't have it yet. That's when they're going to be receiving it. So just expect that you're going to be waiting. If it's 1 to 3 days, you're going to be waiting that 1 to 3 days for them to get it, and then probably another 3 days for them to process it. So just make sure if you're buying on Joma Shop and you want to get it quick, make sure it says in stock. Why do people hate Ross? Yeah, I don't get it. Whatever. I mean, maybe because he does his muscle stuff. I don't care for any of that bodybuilding stuff, but I mean, that's what he likes to do. So I just go to the video where he's talking about fragrances. I mean, good for him for doing that for himself, but I ain't bothered by it. I have all the Aventus options. Can't wait to try orange. Yeah, orange is going to be great. He also has purple. Purple is on the way, but orange is the one that's coming next. Okie dokie. He never like acts hard to people. Like, does he? FragDoud and Ross are secret lovers. Yep. Newt's hammer is getting a workout. Like, damn. How about this? I'm just going to. The only thing I wish Ross would do was review some of my samples. Jeremiah, I sent him Angel Share on the Rocks. I sent him 2 Mind Game samples, and I was on the phone with him, and he was like, I was like, did you try the Angel Share on the Rocks that I sent you like 3 months ago? He's like, oh, no, it's sitting right in front of me. I'll spray it tomorrow. I was like, okay. He doesn't do the samples unless he really has to, so just know if you're ever sending Ross samples, he'll try them at some point in time, but that might be in a year. I got to sign up for TikTok. I love the behind-the-scenes stuff. Yeah, Caleb. Even if you just sign up for TikTok and just go to Polysniferous, which it's under Jamie and Noah, Noah, Jamie, Polysniferous, they have all that, and then they also do any of the sales and stuff like that on there as well. And whenever they release their fragrances, they sell out in like a week. And if you're not one of those people, then you're probably waiting 6 months to get another batch of them, because he's one person making them. So his wife makes the samples, but that's all she does. His channel is super interesting, worth a watch. 100% worth a watch. I didn't even know you were on TikTok until I saw your account the other day. Funny thing happens when you get closer to 40, the less you care what other people think or say about you, right? I don't give 2 shits. I mean, guess what? I last year, I can't find out what side of the camera I'm on. There we go. Hey, I don't have a tooth. I got it knocked out by a freaking tree in my garage last year, and I got most of them fixed, but they can't do a single tooth for less than like $5,000, and I ain't paying $5,000 for a new tooth because I don't care. So like, but if this was 10 years ago, I would have been begging my bank or something to give me $5,000 to put a tooth in. But now I don't give two shits. I'm almost 40. My wife's fine with it. Whatever. The parfums, legit. 50 mil Isola Blue right now for 159. It seems to me, Blaine, that seems sketch too. I didn't want to say that, but it does. It seems sketch. I don't know if it's true. I've never seen Isola Blue under 195. That was the lowest I've ever seen it. So you're talking on the best websites I've ever seen, and that is Aura Fragrance. They had it one time and it was 195. Everywhere else it's like 230, 220. 159, it seems very sketch to me because I know the price of Isola Blue from the distributors. I've gotten it from distributors. So you would need to have somebody that just somehow came across a giant box of Isola Blue that's trying to get rid of them as quick as possible for under wholesale, which would make no sense. I usually work on Mondays, but I'm off today. Can't wait to hear. Yeah, sorry, Melly Mel. I'm getting to the bottom. I apologize. I'll get there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Even without this, that's nuts. I like the backdrop. So this is from George Zaharoff. He sent me one of these. I have one from day 3 coming, and then I'm going to move this one over, and then I'm going to put the day 3 next to it. I have one from Coastal Carolina Parfums that's going to go up here. I have one from Boss that I'm putting right here. And then I have an Aventus one that I'm going to be putting underneath or something that you probably won't be able to see. But my whole point was to get kind of like a mural background of different posters of fragrances. And thankfully, George sent me 3 posters. They are very thick posters, and I have 2 more, and I'm going to just give them away the next time. The next 2 fragrances that I give away, I'm going to send that person a poster of the Zaharoff Elixir of the World since I have 2 extras. He sent me 2 extras, he said, just because a lot of times they bust in shipping or they break in shipping, so he wanted to make sure I had extras. What's the one scent from Pauly that I should try? His number 1 is a Ventish Pink. I don't know what your style is, but that's his best seller. It's basically like a fruity, more bubblegummy Aventis. That's what it's supposed to be. My favorite from him is either Cherry Smoke or Aventis Red, but Aventis Pink is up there. All of them, if you like really masculine fragrances, he also has one called Squid, I believe is the name, or like something like that. I can't remember. Then he has Brackish Man, which is, again, a very masculine style fragrance. But he has something for everyone. But if you want to go with one of the Aventishes, I would say go with either pink or red. Red is the one that I started with and I really enjoy, but pink is another one. They do decants on there, like $12. If you want to try out, they do have decants. Have you tried Elysium Noir yet? Yeah, I did, and I didn't like it. It kind of smelled like Sauvage. It's not that I didn't like it. I was like, why are they releasing this? It kind of smelled like Sauvage to me. And I smelled it, and I thought that he accidentally bottled up Sauvage. It smells like that, but like a little bit thicker. Like a darker version of Elysium with Blackberry Accord. Seems to, yeah, see, that's what I thought it was going to be too, but it's not. It's more like Sauvage. It smells like, at least in my opinion, I know a couple other people like the owner of Scent Rush, and I can't remember who else said it, but they all said it smells nice, but you're just buying Sauvage with a light twist. Oh, I can't click on it. Why does this happen like once every live stream? I can't click the down arrow, so I have to do the scroll button. Caleb, great question. His Amber Absolute dupe is fire. Yeah, see, I don't like Tom Ford's Amber Absolute, but that is called Amber Full Intense. Something Amber Intense. I don't know if I like banana protein in my coffee. It was like a cold brew with the foam, and and I asked them because I needed some extra protein today, so I added a scoop of banana protein to the foam. Well, Starbucks did. I don't know if I like it. It kind of just tastes like whey. Yeah, I know Ross. It just has too much coming in. Honestly, at this point, I just want his opinion. I just might ask if, yeah, then I would ask to do it privately. All right, so I'm going to stop real quick and then I'll come back to the comments just so Melly Mel's not like, what the fuck is going on here? So, again, boxes. This is Ibere by Jordan. He's a popular wrestler. But this is, let me take off that comment. Jordan on a throne, and he's on Nigeria in the background. We got a little lion cub. Has a cool sword going down the side. I think he said it was some kind of king or a king's sword or whatever. This is Ross's Sunkissed Island, and this and the side of the box and on the back of the bottle are based on actual his tattoo on his arm that they had a artist come in and trace based on the tattoo, and then they made the decals obviously colored and stuff like that based on the tattoo on his arm, which is pretty cool. And then his has a sandy cap. And then we have my favorite box just because I was huge into like telescopes and astronomy when I was growing up, and it's just Justin and Grace's box is pretty cool. It's a seamless soul. This is the 3 bottles. So again, Ross's has the bubble letters in the front. It says TLTG. They all on the side have either their name with Zaharoff. He has a sandy cap with the tattoo. Ibere is just the Ibere, and then I don't know what this is on the front. I was trying to figure that out, but I don't know. I probably will ask one of them. And then he has a matte black cap, seamless sole, staying with that kind of goldish color, but this is like more of a metallic gold. I like how all the Zaharas have different caps. And then it just says SVP on the front, Stay Fresh Productions. I know Jordan's the giant connoisseur, but that might be what that is. GC. Yeah, that's GC. It's just in very big bold letters. It's giant connoisseur. So, I'm not spraying these on right now because I'll fill up my bedroom. But I've worn all 3 of them now fully one time. And Seamless Soul, this is my first wearing today. But Ibere, this is the one that I was unsure about going into it because the way that I was hearing it being described, I even said to all 3 of them, I said, to me, that kind of comes off like a Jean Paul Gaultier Lamal elixir. If you're talking about heavy tonka, sweet, powdery, that's the way that it was coming off to me, as far as like just listening to the note breakdown. So I actually think that I said to my moderators, just based on the note breakdown, if there was one that I might dislike, it might be this. But man, was I way off. I actually do want to spray this on right now because it's freezing outside, or well, at least cold enough to wear this. This is mass appealing out the wazoo. It is cool weather. I mean, if this is like in the middle winter type scent, but you can easily wear it in the fall. It has this beautiful nutmeg pink pepper mixture in the beginning. The pink pepper gives this kind of light, spicy sweetness that brings off a little bit of lightness to the fragrance, but also a little bit of warmth. And then you get that nutmeg to give a little bit of that almost kind of holiday spice. I really like that. Mixed with what you get in the beginning is like a heavy dose of the tonka and powdered sugar to give you, it is a little bit more powdery in the opening than it is in the rest of the fragrance, but that's where you get the heaviest shot of the spice, tonka, and powdered sugar mix. So it is like a very powdery sweetness. But then that powdery tone is kind of nuanced by the spices very, very quickly. It's not a spicy fragrance by any means, so don't get that twisted. This is more of like a sweeter spice. And then when you get to the dry down, which is the part that I did not talk about, I was almost there in my video, but I didn't get quite there. I started to say, I think there's a little bit of vanilla bean coming out because it started to smell a little bit like ice cream. And it does. As soon as you get further into the dry down, This still brings in that pink pepper. It still has a little touch, like a little sprinkle of nutmeg. And then you get the vanilla really taking over. And that is what I was really hoping for, was that the tonka would play an undertone sweetness part, that the powdered sugar would play an undertone sweetness part, and that that vanilla would really shine. And so if you're a fan of that kind of like balsamic vanilla bean smell, almost like a vanilla bean ice cream smell. That is what this has, just with those spices on top and a little bit of that powdery sweetness just wandering underneath, and maybe a light bit of musk and woods. I don't know the full breakdown. Again, I'm not going to do the breakdowns until I get to my full review and I look at them. Um, I like to experience the fragrances for the first week at least, not knowing the full breakdown. I know some of them, like I know that the jungle essence in this was pink pepper, which jungle essence for Mon just means that it's the that note in its most natural form. So the pink pepper in here is in its most natural form, which is why it does shine in this fragrance. But then when you get to the dry down, that vanilla bean just becomes the poster boy of this fragrance, and I love that about it. I was looking for a nice new vanilla fragrance that can stand out from other vanilla fragrances while still maintaining that mass appeal so I can wear it all winter and late fall. Ibere is definitely that type of fragrance. If you're a fan of simplistic vanilla fragrances that have a little bit of spice and a little bit of powder underneath there, that's not overly sweet so that it's cloying like Le Mans Elixir. This is not cloying, clawing, whatever. It's not like that. Outside of maybe the first minute, that powdery nuance kind of does have a little bit of a cloying sweetness, but once you get past that, this stuff is phenomenal. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. I think for the simplicity and the vanilla bean and a little bit of woods, maybe a little bit of musk underneath. The pink pepper really shines. The vanilla, it's mostly a pink pepper vanilla bean fragrance. And that's what I'm getting the most, with just a little bit of nutmeg sprinkled over top. And so I would give that a 9. I think that Ibere is a great addition to anyone's collection, even if you're somebody just starting out in fragrance and you just want something sweet, maybe a little bit of vanilla, but not overly sweet, so you can wear it in a crowd. That is great. I mean, it's a fantastic fragrance for the simplicity that it brings. So, yeah, that is Ibere by Jordan. And so, for a first fragrance, he knew what he wanted. And I know his wife helped him out, but it was good. I thought it was sketch too. Well, I'm going to have to check it out then, Jeremiah. It's just, I don't have any background with that company, so I don't know if I'd want to buy that, even though I wouldn't buy it. I have Isola Blue, but still. They could be doing uh, lower prices just to get traffic. That makes sense, because I've never heard of them, so that might be. But why choose Isola Blue of all fragrances? That's what doesn't make sense to me. I wanted to warn Ross about Elysium Noir. Smells very generic designer blue for crazy money. Yep. I got a decant from Scent Rush, and thank goodness he sent it to me. I didn't even ask him for it. He sent it to me whenever, because anytime I get a new fragrance in from like PR or something that he doesn't have, that's one of our deals. I just send that to him after I do my reviews, and then he'll buy me a new one in a few months whenever the hype goes down for the fragrance. And then with that fragrance, when he buys it for me, he'll send me some decants, and he sent me that. Roja's is very overrated. They have a lot of fragrances. I do agree with the overrated, but it's not really talked about like overbearingly anymore. So I think that overrated is kind of going down to where it's kind of just in the middle. It's rated quite appropriately. They just have so many fragrances. It all depends on which ones you've tried. But like if let's say you first go into Roja for the first time and you try out Elysium Parfum, um, Harrods, and Isola Blue. I think this is one of the best companies I've ever tried. But if you go into it and you try like Enigma, which for some people would still be great. I don't like Enigma. But if you try Enigma, then you try Sweetie Oud, which again a lot of people like. I don't like. I think that's another cloying sweetness. Then you go into it, and then like Elysium O Intense, which is another one I don't like. Then I'd be like, this is one of the worst niche companies, especially for the price. But it all depends on what you've tried. So, once you get in, try a ton, then maybe. Would you say Abede is tonka-based gourmand with some traditional fougere elements blended in? See, I don't really get the fougere elements blended in. I think I heard somebody say that. But to me, this is singular sweetness. Like, and again, it's a very smooth, not overbearing sweetness. So I actually think that the tonka is only heavy in that beginning when you get that overwhelming powder. But when you get like 10 to 20 minutes into the dry down, when that vanilla really starts to pop, I don't really find it to be a tonka heavy fragrance anymore. I find it to be more of a vanilla heavy fragrance. Um, but the fougere elements, I think I heard someone say that. I never got that from it. So it doesn't really come off like fougere-ish to me. And I 100% agree. Ibere is hitting the market at the perfect time. Out of all three of these, again, this is a wardrobe. This is your cool weather fragrance from this wardrobe. So when I say wardrobe, for anybody that doesn't know what I'm saying, this, whenever they first released like Business Over Pleasure and Brass and Soul and Siren, they kind of could intermingle those fragrances for the same seasons. These ones are not in, like, you wear this one for the cold weather, you wear this one in the summer, and you wear this one as your signature. That is just, it is a wardrobe of fragrances built into one Zed Creator lineup, which I think these should be in store as the Zed Creator lineup as a like worldwide release, not just a limited edition, for that reason specific. Yeah, yeah, Club Black. When you get to the dry down, but it's not that synthetic. It's actually a lot higher quality. But if I had to compare the vanilla to something, it would be the Club Black style of vanilla. But it's not. It's not like how Altair kind of smelled like vanilla. Or smelled like Club Black. It has pieces of that, but there is more of this like powdered sugar sweetness underneath it, and then you get that pink pepper up top. Again, it's simplistic, and I really enjoy it, and you can tell that this is a lot higher quality than Club Black. Don't get me wrong, Club Black's one of my favorite vanilla fragrances, always has been, even for 45 bucks. But Ibere definitely has this unique appeal. So yes, the vanilla has similar facets to that. So if you do like Club Black, I don't see you not liking this, but it's a different fragrance altogether. Just in time for the December rotation. I got all three of them. Can't wait to get my nose on them. They will be here tomorrow. Fantastic. I think my Midnight Raspberry will be here tomorrow. So, on to the next one. Now we got the cool weather one out of the way. Let's get the warm weather one out of the way. This is Sunkissed Island by TLTG. So again, it didn't show up on the last live whenever I looked back at it, but yeah, it's still not really showing up. I don't know why, but it's sandy. It's like a sandy cap, but not the texture of it, just the look. I think that's a pretty cool addition. Anyway, so Sunkissed Island. This fragrance, when you first spray it on, you automatically get hit with a dose of tequila and lime. And as soon as you spray it, you're like, okay, I see what he's doing. It's a super unique booziness because you usually don't get tequila in many fragrances. And if you do, just like a lot of other boozy fragrances, that booze is so downplayed that it's like, why can't I just get a boozy fragrance that you can actually notice the booze? And I understand there are some out there that do, but like, for instance, plum and cognac. Where the is the cognac in that? I mean, come on. Like the last one I can remember is CH Men Privé. That one had leather and stuff like that, but you could notice the booze. But in this one, as soon as you pop it in, you're just like, yeah, that is 100% tequila. And it's not like walking out of the bar tequila. I compared it like this in my video. You know how if you take a shot of tequila, and again, I wasn't taking like real high-end tequila, so I don't know what that stuff tastes like, but just a regular shot of tequila at the bar, and it starts to like burn your throat. Or there's the person next to you taking the shot of tequila and taking a thing of lime and then getting sugar off their hand to kind of abate that burning tone of the tequila. That's kind of what this one does, because there's this like light sugary nuance underneath it that on top of it, with a little bit of muddled mint. On top of that, you get this lime that kind of just abates that overwhelming boozy tone, so you're not smelling like you're walking out of a bar, but you can still notice that it smells like tequila. If that makes any sense, it kind of just smoothens out the tequila to make it better for a fragrance and not leave you smelling like a drunk. So anyway, the tequila's there. You get a nice lime on top for the first like 20 to 30 minutes. The lime does stay there for about an hour, but it starts to wane after about 30 minutes. And then again, you get a little bit of what I consider like, if you took mint, put it into a cup and just muddled it, and you smell the cup, you get a little bit of mintiness. I used to be a bartender at Outback, so that's just what I can compare it to. And then a little bit of this bright ginger to just give it this kind of effervescent pop. Doesn't smell like anything else. Like, I heard someone say Virgin Island, not even close to Virgin Island water. I heard someone say, like, I think it might have been the same person, that it was like a creamy sunscreen fragrance. No, it's not even close to that. It doesn't smell like a creamy sunscreen fragrance. There's no creaminess in this. Yes, there's coconut, but it's like coconut husk or something. Can barely smell that. It's like underneath. As this transitions to the part that I didn't get to in my video, that is the only thing that I didn't get. Was I got some musk as I started working my way into the dry down, like a little bit of like a clean musk, as you're also blending in a little bit of an aquatic vibe. I'm not sure, I think I remember him talking about how there was some aquatic tones in this, but I know the red seaweed is his jungle essence, the most natural form of red seaweed. It provides a little bit of a aquatic undertone while not having any kind of fishiness that you'd get in like Killian Bloom and Ginger Dash. It doesn't have any of that. You just get like a light, kind of fresh aquatic tone just underneath that tequila, that mint, that lime. And then as the lime starts to abate, you do get this nice, like almost light dusty woods mixed together with that musk. And then when you get further into the fragrance, once that lime has gone, once that like undertoned mint, which I actually get a little bit of that mint throughout almost the whole fragrance. It's just very, very, very light. So you might not get that. You might, I don't know. You still get that effervescence from the ginger throughout the dry down, but all of those from the opening kind of go by the wayside as you're left with a light aquatic underneath this kind of sandy woods and a little bit of musk. It's a very nice transition into the dry down to leave you feeling like you're walking on, it's like you smell almost like a cold, breezy beach afterwards. That's the way that I can put it. And the main player in the dry down is that woods, but it's still a little bit light. As far as just like, it's not an overwhelming woods. It's just kind of blended into this light aquatic. And I very much enjoy that. This fragrance, as far as the performance, oh, I didn't even talk about the performance. The performance for Ibere is a nice, it's pretty potent in the beginning, but then it starts to settle down. And after about 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours, that's where it's really kind of like a foot off the skin, but it stays there for about 8 hours. So that fragrance, I would say, is about 8 hours for the performance. It's not I thought that was going to be the strongest one of all of them. It's not. This one is about 7 hours. I would say 6.5 to 7 on my skin, but I'm wearing it in the cool weather, so I don't know how it would do in the heat. Just giving my opinion. It is a moderate performer for the first 4 to 5 hours, and then it kind of just becomes closer to the skin when it becomes that kind of sea breezy smell. And then now moving on to the last one, and then I'll get back to the chat. This is Seamless Soul by Justin and his wife Grace. My best way to put this is that it kind of smells like a beautiful green apple at its forefront that was just, you had some lemon and orange that you just squeezed on top of the green apple. And then you just mix that together with either like Castley or Bois Imperial. It has this kind of like spicy, masculine, fresh, clean tone, but on top of it, a heavy green apple with a little bit of citrus for the first half hour. The green apple is there for almost the entire fragrance. The citrus is there for about a half hour, and then at about an hour, it's completely gone. But this is the strongest performing Zed creator of all time, in my opinion. So I sprayed this on my wrist from my live stream. Or not from my live stream, from my video. Twice. 2 sprays. And that was like 4 o'clock on the day that I did my video. I took a shower that night. I scrubbed it because I knew it was still there. It was the only one that was so performing at midnight. I was taking a shower, trying to scrub it off. Couldn't. And I thought I did maybe, but then I was laying on the couch playing The Witcher about an hour later and I could still smell it. And I was like, crap. I went outside, I was gardening, I went for a run, came back, took a shower. The next day around 5 o'clock, I took a shower, I scrubbed it again, went and washed my hands, used like Dove soap or whatever it was, dish soap, to try to maybe get that off. That's how strong the fragrance is. And it's not like overwhelmingly strong. You can still spray it 4 or 5 times. It just, you spray it and it stays pushing out for like 2 fucking days. So if you want a performer, this is the one. This is the one that is like, and it's not like beast mode by any means. You could make it beast mode by spraying it 6 or 7 times, as you probably could with a Bede. But this one is just a miraculous performer. I would say if you had to go with projection, it's probably 5 to 6 feet for like 20 hours. I'm not kidding you. My wife said the same thing. 2 sprays on my wrist, I could smell it almost 2 days later. So, Seamless Soul. Again, nice, beautiful, like Granny Smith's crisp green apple with a little bit of citrus dusted on top, like squeezed on top. The citrus is very strong and noticeable in the first like hour, like half hour, and then it starts to go down after an hour. You get the timber pepper that you can notice after about 5 minutes, and it just keeps coming in and in, and that is where I get those comparisons to the Bois Imperial, Ganymede, and Castley. It has that type of vibe. It's just, it doesn't smell like those at all. It's kind of just like underneath. You can tell that it's in that realm of the timber pepper, because timber pepper is a very specific fragrance note. If you put even a drop of it in a fragrance, and I learned this from Polysniferous actually, if you put even a drop of it, it's going to be a big part of that fragrance because it's a strong ingredient. So the timber pepper, you get like a woodiness underneath it, as well as this nice kind of bold musk. But underneath, that's what you get underneath that Granny Smith apple. The apple is at the forefront of the fragrance. It is in any season, unisex leaning masculine, but if anything, this is the most masculine of all of them. If you want to get my wife's opinion, she didn't like 5 of the last 6 Zaharoff Zed Creators. She gave all 3 of these a 10. She is the most picky person I've ever met. My wife gave all 3 of these fragrances a 10. With a Bede, she gave that a 15. She said that is the best fragrance that she smelled. She wants to wear it for herself. It is a unisex through and through fragrance, as I would say all of these are, with this one being the most masculine of all of them. If anything, I would say this one might not have that stamp of unisex. It might be like masculine with a little bit of a unisex feature to it. But yeah, very, very beautiful. Oh, whoa, that was the wrong one. This one. This one's the masculine with a little bit of a unisex feature to it. This one is just unisex through and through, and I would say this one is unisex leaning masculine. So those are the 3 Zed Creators. Again, I've worn them one time, so I obviously have to keep experiencing them more and more, but they're very good. I gave all 3 of them a 9 originally on my video. I would stick with the 9 with Ibere. As far as a beachy fragrance goes, I would give this a 9-1. And I would also give this a 9-1. I think all 3 of them are great. I still think my favorite of all of the Zed Creators is Business Over Pleasure. I've loved that fragrance since I got it. Unfortunately, it's not available, but they will be coming out with a parfum of it next year. But these ones are 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of all Zaharoffs that I've had. So that'll let you guys know I really enjoy it. How Brackish Man is, that does look good. Brackish Man is their second bestseller. I singled out the Roja, however, I have lots of stuff, but some are better deals than other. I usually find out in Facebook groups. See, I don't use Facebook, so I usually hear my Facebook knowledge from him. He actually is the one who got me hooked up with the owner of Scent Rush through Facebook. So thank you, Newt. And the owner of Scent Rush actually sent him a gift. Last time Newt ordered something from him, he sent him a bunch of other stuff and said, "Thank you for hooking me up with Randy." For fougere lovers, Roja Scandal Parfum Cologne is one of the best. That is a good fougere. That is correct. Another reason you should follow Mike at Fragrance Fraternity. My wife first made fun of the bottle designs for 1 Million and Invictus, but she really enjoys both lineups. Go figure. That's the kind of fragrances my wife likes too. I was talking to her last night. I was like, you know what? And I'll let you get guys in on this secret too. I might be a reviewer with 500-600 bottles, which I think I'm at like 495 now that I sold away like 80 last year or 2 months ago. I could easily, if I quit my channel tomorrow, which I won't, I probably won't quit my channel for at least another 5-6 years. But if I quit my channel tomorrow, I could easily, and I mean, it would be at easily break that down to 15 fragrances that I want to keep and then just sell the rest away or decant them. There are 15 that I would keep, and I listed them off to my wife in a matter of like 10 seconds. I was like, it wasn't even a choice for me. Like I knew which ones, and it wouldn't be a hard choice for me. I would be able to keep those. The rest of them would be gone because I know what I wear. And if I had the choice, I would wear the same 15 fragrances probably over and over and over. But as a fragrance reviewer, unfortunately, I can't do that. I have fragrances that I love. The other fragrances I might really like, and I might give them an 8.5 or a 9, but I'm not wearing them every freaking day. Cool color shading on the cat for sure. Yeah, it is. It's really cool. I know I'm behind on the chat, so I'm going to try to skip forward. If I miss something, I apologize. When I hear tequila and lime, I think of St. Bart's. Yeah, it's in that realm. Same type of thing, yes. Mike, they actually mentioned that on the live stream when they were introducing the fragrances. Justin said, that kind of gives me the vibes of St. Bart's as far as the style. And Ross was like, yeah. That's exactly the type of thing that they think too. It doesn't smell like St. Bart's, but it's in that type. I think it's tough to pull off boozy accords when overpowering the blend, or else it makes, yeah. That's why I think he made it more moderate. As far as some people were asking, the percentages are 20% for Seamless Soul, which is crazy. I thought it would be 25. I was 100% sure that was 25, but it's not. It's 20% for Ibere as well. At least that's what it says. Yeah, 20%. And then is Ross's 20% too? Ross's is 28%. Am I rating that right? 28. I don't know. Maybe they work different with Zaharoff because it's 72%, which means that the other 28% would be the fragrance. So yeah, 28%. That's pretty high. I did not expect that. Yeah, there's no bar breathalyzer. It doesn't make you smell like that. That's for sure. So, yeah, I'm tired of paying big money to Zed Creators after the fact that I'm tired of paying big money on Zed Creators after the fact, like I did on Zed Creators 1, Zed Creators 2. Yeah, I'm actually happy because if you guys look, I had to fill in some spots up there, but all of my Zed Creators, except for the two from earlier this year, the red and blue, was that last year? I get my times mixed up. All of them are the 2 ounce. I do that on purpose. I wanted them all to match, and the only ones is Seraphim red and blue I have in the big bottles. And I still have like 4 or 5 Zaharoffs that are just up in the box because I had no room, so I just put them back in the box. It is Seraphim, or the Bloom and Extreme. I can't remember. Blue Moon Ginger Dash, though. It smells fishy to me. I know you like that, Mike. I remember seeing you talk about that. Blue Moon Ginger Dash smells like fish to to me. So, and if you guys remember, I tried that Mauj, MAWJ, which is a clone of it, and it smelled worse. To me, it smelled even worse. I was like, that is disgusting. I agree the opening is right. And it was the opening for both of them. When I got to the dry down, I can deal with the Ginger Dash. I can deal with the Mauj. It's the first like 20 minutes. It's like fish and scallops. Choose your fish. Or choose your, do you want fish or crustacean? That's like what you get from both of those. And I'm sorry, but I said the same thing with Azaro Forever Wanted Elixir this year. If you can't get past the first 20 minutes, or even if there is a 15-minute part in a fragrance that you don't like at all, then I'm not buying it. Like, I keep getting sent it by Azaro. I keep telling them, you don't have to send me that fragrance. Send me 5 more Wanted by Nights. I will get use out of that. Send me 4 or 5 more of the Most Wanted or Most Wanted Parfum. I will get use out of that. But if you're sending me fucking Wanted Tonic and Most Wanted Eau de Parfum, or Eau de Toilette Intense, and the Wanted Eau de Parfum, and then like 5 Forever Wanted Elixirs, I'm not getting use out of those. I'm just going to keep giving them away on my channel. So shout out to you guys, but I don't like the leather at the 15-minute mark of Most Wanted or Forever Wanted Elixir. The rest of the fragrance I think smells great, but from 15 to 30 minutes, I think it smells like crap, and I can't wear it. And people are like, it's so good. I agree, it's so good outside of 15 minutes of the fragrance, and it's just, I can't wear it. And yet, I have another one. I gave away like 4 already on my channel, including those little totes they keep giving me, and they sent me a freaking another one. And by the way, how about this like PR firm that I found? Well, they found me. Never heard of them before. Studio something. I just signed up for them like, I don't know, a month back. And just in that time frame, they're just like a random PR firm that just sends products that they have on hand. They're sending me 2 Spice Bomb men's fragrances, 2 Spice Bomb women's fragrances, Polo 67 Eau de Parfum, Rouse Club New York, By the Fireplace and Jazz Club, as well as another By the Fireplace, and Stronger With You Intensely. And I'm like, this is nuts. Never even heard of these people before, and they're sending me like all this crap. So you guys are going to get a ton of giveaways because I own all of that stuff. So yeah, that's all y'all. No fishy smell to report from me, just ginger, some aromatics. And yeah, I got a ton of fish, but it's not just me. There's a lot of people that get fish, but there's a lot of people that don't. It's just the way that it works on my skin. Sorry, Newt. Really excited to try Seamless Soul. I never got to try any of Justin's scents. I tried Second Soul. It was great. Second Soul was great. I haven't tried Brass and Soul. That's the only one of all of them I didn't try. And I did not like either of Andrea Charles's fragrances. They just don't suit me. I'm impressed, but really surprised Justin decided. I said the same thing. Did you hear me in my video, Patrick? If you watch my video, I smelled it and I said, is this Justin? I was like, I was like, Grace did something. Grace was like, Justin, I know you like your eclectic scents. You like your scents to be something that most people haven't smelled before. That if you're walking, I mean, maybe 50% of people aren't going to like. Or like 50% of the people are going to think, eh. But then they went and did this. Even though I got to say, Second Soul's, the dry down's phenomenal. The opening for me was like subpar, but the dry down was phenomenal. This next level. My wife said this is her favorite on me. She said, this is going to be my favorite fragrance on you in the summer. This is going to be my favorite fragrance on you all year. And this is going to be my favorite fragrance to take from your collection. So that's what my wife says, if you guys were wondering. It is biblical freaking performance. I scrubbed it. I actually hurt myself. I took one of those steel wool things because I could not get it off. And it wasn't because I wanted to get it off because I wanted to get it off. I wanted a freaking fresh wearing of another fragrance from this collection, but I couldn't get a full wearing of this if I was still smelling like Seamless Soul. And so I took I took 2 showers. I took the Dawn soap, and then I actually, because it still wasn't coming off, I got steel wool and I was scrubbing my skin raw trying to get it off. It finally did come off from that though. So, I mean, it might have hurt, but the pain was worth it. But that stuff, if I hear someone say that performance on that is like 5 hours, 6 hours, it's weak, I'm coming for them. I said all this stuff about positivity earlier. Throw that out the window if you guys say that the performance on Seamless Soul isn't good, because it's good. Kathleen Bois Imperial lasts a long time, forever unclosed too. Must be the timber pepper and Akigala wood materials. Is there Akigala wood in Seamless Soul? Again, I didn't look at the note breakdown. I only remember what they talked about, and I was throwing up for Justin, so I don't remember anything from his, except for when I was talking about the jungle essence. The jungle essence, which is the natural form, is timber pepper in this. The rest of it, I have no idea, so I don't know if I'm right about talking about this. I just tell you what I smell. And what I smell from this is green apple, a little bit of citrus, a lot of citrus in the opening, a little bit of citrus for the rest of it. And then the timber pepper, it's like a tale of two fragrances once you get to the dry down. Yeah, I wonder if there's Akigala wood. Good call, Patrick. Yeah, I said that in my live stream. I said, it smells like, because they're all a 10. What's up, Ross? Speak of the devil. Hey, Ross, can you answer that? Is there Akigala wood in Justin's? I'm interested. Definitely not that. I'm way far behind on the chat. So I do want to know if there is Akigala wood in it. That would, I don't think there is, but there is not as far as I know. Okay, that's what I thought. All right, back up. Way better than eBay. Okay. If you're not on the Zaharoff Facebook group, you're missing out. I don't use Facebook at all, but I am part of the Zaharoff Facebook group. I have Facebook, but I use it as much as I did. Like, I don't use it as much as I did when I was in college. I'll use it for Messenger. That's about it. Your first impression of the Zed got me so hyped because I haven't seen you respond like that in a while. Also, can't wait for you to try Midnight Raspberry tomorrow. I feel like Annie tomorrow, because the fuck that shit was supposed to be here last week, and every day someone's asking me, I'm like, it's supposed to be here tomorrow, and then it's like me, Ross, and UPS. It's like, tomorrow. Actually, wait, it's gonna be tomorrow. Hold on, Ross, it's actually gonna be tomorrow. Oh, wait, it actually didn't leave yet. Like, it's the same way it's going on with day 3 right now. Don't you have like 5 Forever Wanted Elixir packages plus another? Yeah, I gave them away to you guys. I gave away 2 suitcases, 2 of the Forever Wanted Elixir suitcases. I gave away the Forever Wanted that came as a book for back to school. I gave away just a regular Forever Wanted Elixir, and then I have the 5th one right here, which was another book. So it's my 5th Forever Wanted Elixir this year. I also got 3 of the Rouse Club New Yorks. I still don't have one though, because I keep giving them to Joey at Scent Rush, but he's gonna buy me another one. But I do have another one on the way, so I won't even have to buy that. But he said instead of buying me that, he's just gonna give me Centaurus. So he's sending me a bottle of Centaurus. It's fire. All of them are fire. Ross, you missed the beginning of the live stream. You may be glad that you did. It was not fun. It was only Zed Creators I've smelled. It was sprayed on a test strip sent to me. I had to have it on first sniff. Well, I'm just going to guess that you're talking about something good, because I missed the first part of that. 30%. So yeah, I was looking at the back and I was trying to do the math. And I was like 72, 28. So you're at 102%. So it's 80%. Are you guys done, Ross? Are you done with all your bottling and stuff like that? I know it was just the weekend, but I'm guessing you guys got it done, and then whatever was left was for Hercules to finish. Yeah, Business Over Pleasure Parfum is definitely on my list. It's on the top of my list. I have a list in my other room, and Business Over Pleasure, I had 1 through 10 already written out of the ones that I'm buying. And then as soon as Ross announced that Business Over Pleasure Parfum, I just wrote it at the top. It doesn't even need to be at number 1. It's like, if it's coming, it's coming. I already talked to Ross, so I'll know the day that it's coming. And then, yeah. Will it be pleasure over business? That's awesome. I figured you guys will come up with something cooler name-wise, I'm sure. Oh, are they changing the name? That I don't know. Right? If you guys think that me and Ross talk about that behind the scenes, no. I try. I try for you guys. Ask him. I'm always like, come on, man, give me a little something. I think he gave me a hint, and he's like, fuck you, dude. I ain't doing that. I figured you'd be more creative than that, Ross. Yeah. Why does he have? I mean, it's the same fragrance, just different. It's just more business. People are gonna love the name, I promise. Oh, he is changing the name. He might have told me that. We just had like hour conversations through talk text that, and he knows if you send a 3 minute talk text, about a minute and a half of that are getting listened to, because then you'll start forgetting what you're responding to. Maybe a Misty and Mandy name finally. What's a Misty and Mindy? Pleasure is my business. Hmm. Pleasure doing. I told him this was like months ago. I said pleasure doing business with you. That should be his last one. If they do like a final Zed Creators and we know it's going to be the final one, he should do pleasure doing business with you. I think that'd be such a funny name. Which version do you prefer, Ross? The original BOP or the Parfum? I'm guessing 1A, 1B. It's going to be hard to top 1A right now. Again, still, even after these three. These three are in my top 5 Zaharoffs, but Business Over Pleasure is still number 1. Business Over Pleasure is 30%. Oh, okay. So sorry. So yeah, I get it. So you're still at 101%. 28%. Yes. There we go. So I was like, you're still at 101%. I was like, I thought I was doing my math right. Yeah, welcome to Moe's. I ain't saying it how I always say it because you're fucking late. You have no idea what Newt had to deal with his wrench abilities today. He had to deal with like 50 people at the beginning. Like this, the one time I needed you. I want to know what Ross's 4.0 brief is. Oh, I'm sure he has that written up. Actually, I don't know if he has that written up yet. You'd have to ask him. You even got a text. Come on, Mo. Yeah, I figured Newt probably said something. Any word on when the samples of the Zed Creators will be up for grabs? This week? No. Yes. So I saw Ross's short today. So the boss man, aka George Zaharoff, said there was too much going on, selling too quickly. There are no samples of the Zed Creators. So if you want to get a bottle, unfortunately, if you want to try it, you unfortunately have to get a bottle. But the thing is that usually sites like, I don't know, Fatboy Fragrance and a couple other ones, they usually buy like a few extras and then they sample them out online. I don't know if that's working this time. I don't know if that's still the case. I don't pay attention to that site, but I know that the last time that I got samples of them was from there. I told Ross I was thinking about buying like an extra couple bottles of each to sample them out to people, but if they're selling too quickly, I'm not doing that. But I am buying an extra Sun-Kissed Island. Now that it's open to release, so I can do a giveaway to you guys of Sun-Kissed Island. It makes sense. I was telling them earlier, I said I was on the phone with you, wow, like talk texting, and I said, you guys just sounded so fucking exhausted. I said, if you guys added samples to that, I could only imagine. Because that was like 12 to 14-hour days. That's crazy. I can't imagine my Business Over Pleasure smelling better. I ran out of my Business Over Pleasure. Ross sent it to me. I ran out of it like in 9 months. And then I cried about it for about 8 months trying to find another bottle. And then I finally found one that was under $400. And it was like 75% full. And I haven't really touched it that much since because I'm trying to hold on to it. At least until I get the other Business Over Pleasure or whatever the name is, just so I can see what the difference is and which one I like more, because then I can decide on whether I can use this one a lot more or just for special occasions. Trying would have been pointless anyways. Yes. I just... Why sample a fragrance you can't buy? Ross, I thought you said no samples in the boxes, but a small amount up for grabs in the site later this week. Well, I'm just gonna skip all these comments and let him deal with those. Um, I said I was gonna skip them and then I didn't, and they keep going. I'm just gonna sell all three of my bottles and pick a favorite and grab a second bottle possibly. There's people that buy like probably 50 bottles at a time to do decanting. Smash that like. Thank you, Newt. I appreciate you. I don't use Facebook anymore. I deleted my account, so no dice. There's a thing called re-download it, but I hate Facebook. It's just too much going on there, so I only use it if I have to. But anyway, so long story short with these fragrances. Again, I'm going to do a one quick summary because I've already been on here for an hour and a half, but this is a 9.0. This is the Ibere by Jordan. He did have his wife's input a bunch in the background. He was talking about how she was like, hell no. No, you're getting closer. Yes. And they came out with this. To me, so this starts out a little bit more powdery with that sweet kind of like Tonka powdered sugar blend, but then you have that pink pepper meets the nutmeg. The nutmeg gives a little bit of a spice, but the pink pepper really shines in the beginning, giving that kind of balance of light and darkness that has a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of spiciness. I love pink pepper, always have. It's one of my favorite notes. That's actually why I was very excited about Seraphim Red whenever that came out as well. And then when you get to the dry down, like 15, 20, 30 minutes into the fragrance, that is where that vanilla really comes in and it starts to balance out the powder in the fragrance. And that's where I really start to, I went from an 8.8 to an 8.9 to a 9 on my live video, just because that vanilla was coming in. And the vanilla is so good, it's decadent. It kind of has this kind of vanilla bean ice cream smell to it, with a little bit of like a musky undertone. It's a very beautiful fragrance. Again, I get about 8 hours out of this fragrance on close. I haven't tried it, it was just on my hand. It starts out first 4 hours, about 4 or 5 feet. Not the heaviest performer, but if you spray 4 or 5 times, you're gonna have a nice cloud for sure. Very beautiful fragrance, nice performance overall. Then we have and again, this is a wardrobe, so you have your cool weather scent, you have your any season scent. This is going to be your signature scent from this line. This is going to be that one. Again, green apple heavy, but like a really nice Granny Smith, clean, crisp, fresh green apple mixed together with, you took like a little bit of citrus and just squeezed it on top of that green apple for the first like half hour to an hour. And then as you get to about 10, 15 minutes, you start to get that spice. That timber pepper really comes in, a little bit of musk and woods that start to lead you into that dry down, which again, it's a tale of two fragrances. The apple carries over, the citrus kind of goes away, and then you're left with this like I said, it's almost like an apple Bois Imperial. And the Bois Imperial part is only underneath. It's like a woody, spicy fragrance, but a lot higher quality. And it still has that unisex factor because of the green apple, which makes it a lot more wearable than Bois Imperial or Ganymede or Castley. And to me, this is my favorite of those 4 fragrances, just because of that green apple and that citrus in the beginning. And then again, you get that Zaharoff musk in the dry down that they're known for. Very high quality. This stuff is absolutely beautiful. And again, I am not joking. This is 2 days. I couldn't get it off my damn skin. So you convince me otherwise that this is not a 2-day fragrance. I'm not even fucking with you. It performs, and it's not like overly beast mode. Probably a 6-foot scent for the first 6 to 8 hours, and then it's like a 3-foot scent for the next like 20 hours. This stuff lasted on my skin for freaking ever. I can only imagine what it smells like on clothes. And then the last one is Ross's. This is Sunkissed Island. Again, probably the best artwork of all of them, and I love the front of the bottle. I've already told him that even before the release. Nice, beautiful tequila with that lime that really just abates that walking out of a bar booziness while still having that tequila at the forefront. It just smoothens it out with that lime. I love lime in fragrances. One of my favorite citruses. And then you have, to me, again, it smells like a little bit of like a muddled mint underneath it. Like if you're at a bar and you muddle mint in the bottom of a cup. And then you have just this brightness, which in my video, I was like, what's that brightness coming? That's ginger. It has this like bright effervescence to it. And the fragrance isn't sweet. Like you would think some of that would come off really sweet. It's really not a sweet fragrance. And then the one part, again, the part that I missed from my video was when I started getting to the dry down. And that is where that kind of aquatic nature comes out from the fragrance. Well, it's not like a heavy aquatic, it's a boozy aquatic. And that is where you kind of get that fresh, lightly aquatic fragrance with a little bit of what feels like a clean musk that just flows through the fragrance, getting into this almost sandy woods that just leads you into this beautiful, clean, sea breeze, woody dry down that has like a nice aquatic tone underneath it. As that, at about an hour, hour and a half, that tequila starts to fade, that lime is all but gone. Again, you get a little bit of that mint through the fragrance and ginger, but it's kind of just sporting underneath it. And then that's whenever you get into that kind of clean aquatic woods and musk that I think is a very beautiful transition into the dry down. Again, this is a moderate scent for me, at least all the way through into the dry down for about 4 hours. It is performing very nicely. Then you have a nice, like a foot to a foot and a half cloud for about another hour. And then I get about 6.5 to 7 hours, at least for me. But again, I'm in the cool weather, so I don't know how it performs in the heat. But it does perform. And it wasn't, I took a shower at that point in time, so it wasn't gone. So I can't say it's a 6.5 to 7 hour fragrance. That's just where I stopped wearing it. It was still performing, but it wasn't performing heavy at that point in time. So I'm just going to go with a clean 7. But I wasn't on clothes, I wasn't in the heat. I don't know how it would react in that point. Again, that's why I get more wears. And that is why tomorrow is, again, Seamless Soul. The next day is Sun-Kissed Island. The day after is Ibere. And then we're going to rotate for another week. So, just for one paycheck. What's for one paycheck? I'm missing comments. My mouth is dry as fuck. Yeah, I missed a comment. White Mike from Philly. Yeah, now I'm lost. Want a Fat Boy fragrance, typically decants if you can. Yeah, that's the one. I don't use Fat Boy fragrance. I just know that people have told me he has Zaharoffs. Buying in the favorite Facebook groups and making friends is in there is critical if you want good deals, in my opinion. Yeah, that is where you get the best good deals. But the thing is, I used to use that through Newt, getting the deals through Facebook. He would just tell me when they were available. But now I know the owners that post them, and so I just get them through them. Is Sun-Kissed Island heavy enough to be worn year-round? It depends on where you live. Like, I wouldn't wear that right now in the winter. Like I would wear it right now where I am in the fall because my temperatures are fluctuating between 40 and 70 degrees. I think this would work nicely in that. Would it work if in the winter here at 10 degrees? I wouldn't wear it at 10 degrees just because I'm not going to wear a beachy fragrance in the middle of winter. If it's like my only fragrance and I'm like one of the people who has 2 or 3 fragrances in my collection, I mean, why couldn't you? You can wear any fragrance whenever the hell you want. It smells good. You're going to smell good. It's not like you're walking around and people are like, that guy smells like a beach. It's snowing outside. Take him under the arrest. Put him under arrest. I mean, you're going to smell good. So if you want to smell good, you're going to smell good. I mean, it's woody. It's a little bit aquatic, yes, but could you wear any other aquatic fragrances in the winter? I mean, you could wear whatever you want. Is it like the appropriate fit for the winter? No, it's a beach fragrance. But wear whatever the fuck you want to wear. And I'm sure Ross will tell you the same damn thing. You can wear it anytime. It's a type of fragrance that would transport you through. I thought Ross was going to say pretty much the same. Ross, I hope you had a good trip back. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to have 24 hours of sleep. Even though your crazy ass and Omos were freaking at the gym before going and doing another 12 hour. That's crazy. I couldn't do that. I'm also lazy, so. I mean, I wore leather tobacco all summer long. Yeah, wear whatever the fuck you want to wear. I tell people that all the time. People don't listen to me. I mean, but the thing is, if I say, "Oh yeah, you can wear leather tobacco in the summer," I'm gonna have five of those people who are like, "Fuck you! You're freaking supported by Zaharoff. That's why you're saying that." No, I'm saying that because if you want to fucking wear leather tobacco, I wore 1 million Privé when it was 85 degrees outside, just because I wanted to fucking enjoy it. I like 1 million Privé, and sometimes I'm just like, hey, it's in front of me, and I want to wear it because I want to wear it, and I did. And a lot of times I'm inside the house, so I mean, whatever. Wear whatever you want to wear, and this one would wear great in the winter. I mean, I'm wearing it, and it's like 40 degrees outside. I wore it yesterday; it was 40 degrees outside, so I mean, it smells nice to me. People, my wife thought I smelled nice. It's not like she came home and said, "Bitch, you better put on a cold weather fragrance." No, she was like, "Yeah, it smells good," because it's a good smelling fragrance. Intermittent fasting. I have no choice to intermittent fast right now because if I don't intermittent fast, I just throw up. That's the one thing I hate about Wegovy, Manjaro, Zepbound. That just makes you sick. Did I buy Angel Share Parody? I didn't have to buy it. Joey from Scent Rush sent it to me. It's a very nice fragrance. Um, so for me, Paradis is very nice, but I still like the original better than Paradis. I like the addition to raspberry to it, and I would still wear it probably in like the spring, maybe like winter, spring, but I would still wear the original Angel Share over that. Angel Share on the Rocks, on the other hand, that's number one of the three. I think that is the best, especially after the first like minute and a half, once it finally settles down into the actual fragrance. The opening minute I think is kind of weird, but once you get past that opening minute, it's fantastic. And I got the fucking hiccups. Pitchforks mob attacking you for wearing sun-kissed island in 30-degree weather. Yeah, that's what happens. Ross, we were talking earlier. We need some more sample live streams. Oh, yeah. Somebody was saying they sent you samples and they want to know if you're ever going to review them. I was like, why the fuck are you asking me? I was like, but I do send Ross samples, but I know that if I send him samples, he might not get to them for a year. I said, so if you send him samples, you might be looking at a year too. I said, every once in a while, he'll do a live stream, and like me, he'll be like, I don't have a topic, so I'm just gonna do whatever's on my desk right now, and he might pull out samples at that point in time. But uh, I was like, don't count on him just straight up doing a live stream or a video on your samples just because you sent them, because I wouldn't. Most sent me like 150 samples, and I probably did one video on in like 3 times out of like the 20 he sent them. Angel Share on the Rocks is greater than Angel Share is greater. Yep, 100%. OG Angel Share and On the Rocks slap parody, in my opinion. I 100% agree, 100% agree, 100% agree. Somebody said something about Happy Land Studios, but it skipped, so give me a second. Hi, Kara. I can't get to your comment right now, so I apologize, but hello. I don't have any beachy scents. The only one that comes to mind would be Wonderland from Happy Land Studios, a great mint note. They have some really good fragrances. What's the one that I just tried? Is it Happy Land Decaf something? It's something Decaf edition. I can't remember what it is. It's happy. Fuck. Something Decaf edition. It's like it's a holiday decaf edition or something. It's really good. Um, yeah, if anybody knows what I'm talking about, it's something. They have some good fragrances, but yeah, I would definitely try out Ross's then. It's something that it has that built-in mass appeal that you get from the Virgin Island waters and all that other stuff, while also smelling like its own fucking thing. It has none of this like sweetness. Like it has a little bit, but like a lot of fragrances that are beachy like to rely on like sweetness to the point where some of them get too syrupy or too strong of a sweetness. This one does not rely on that. This one relies on the blend, and the blend is so well done. It has that built-in mass appeal of those ones I mentioned, but also being a super unique to where, again, it could be sitting in the middle of a Macy's or a Nordstrom, and you could smell every other tropical fragrance in there, and then you smell this, and you'd say, yeah, that smells like nothing else in here, while still being able to be worn in any situation, more warm weather, but again, wear it whenever you want. I tend to cave fresher scents when it drops off cooler. No clue why. I used to as well. And then I found out that cold weather fragrances exist. I refuse for a few years now. I'm back to it. Please don't send me decants anymore. Anyone. That's how I feel now. It's like you tried so many fragrances. You have like 2,000 fragrances. It's like if someone sends me 5, it's like I have 10,000 decants sitting over here. Randy, what is the best sample decant ever sent to you? You want to know, to be honest with you, I think it was from you, Newt. I think you were the one who sent me the Versace. Was it you who sent me the Versace? That was my favorite sample just because I was over the moon about that fragrance. And I know it's like super simplistic sandalwood, but it's like my favorite sandalwood fragrance. So just based on my own personal taste, Versace Santal Boise, and I think that was you who sent that to me. Thank you, Barry. I was waiting for it. For the Holidays Decaf Edition. That is the one. Thank you, T. Summers. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't see that you said that. But yes, for the Holidays Decaf is the one that I tried, and it's a fantastic fragrance. If you haven't tried it, you should. And it's hard to find. I keep finding the for the Holidays, but the Decaf Edition is better. It kind of smells like, I don't know, Bond Number 9, New Harlem, has a little bit of Spice Bomb infrared mixed in. Is that why? I don't know much about Happy Land. Did the perfumer pass or something? Halcyon Oud. Yeah, that would be my number 1 or 2. Halcyon Oud is a fantastic fragrance. There's a brand from Europe or the UK called Soma, and they are very small. They're not really known, and they make a fragrance called Halcyon. And then it's kind of like a more grown up, dressed up leather jacket, angel share. And I actually might find it a little bit better than angel share. I'm still on the fence on that. And then they released like a special edition version of it called Halcyon Oud. And man, that stuff is like top 5 all time. I forgot you sent me that. It's sitting right there. Sorry, Detroit, you are late, but I am ending in about a minute. So I'll probably see you on Scott's live stream later or something. It is super gorge, Mo. But Detroit sports fan, I always see him. I talk to him like every time on TikTok. He found me over there, and we kind of ran into each other on a channel that I'm a moderator on TikTok. Anyway, yeah. So thank you guys so much for showing up for the live stream. We actually hit 58 at one point in time, and we were lingering around 50, and now we're at 37, still at the very end. So I appreciate everybody for showing up. It's very grateful for everybody. I'm thankful for the $5 donation that I got from Patrick earlier as well. Everything goes back into the channel, and it's always very much appreciated. I'm very happy to be back and doing the videos and stuff like that, but RIP to EJ, I guess. I don't know much about that, but thank you to everybody except for the trolls that came in the beginning, like the 750 that tried to tag team me from about Ross. But I love all these fragrances. If there was one that again had a complete wardrobe, it would be these 3. All 3 of them are a 9+, with my favorite, again, I give a 9.1 as far as the season of wear, and for what this is worn for in specifics, this is a 9.1. Seamless Soul and Ibere are both a 9.0. I think that they are by far, I mean, it's not even close. As far as a collection, it is the best Zed Creators, and it's not even close. Like, as a collection, I would probably, if we had to rank the collections themselves out of 10, this would be 3 points above all the rest of them as a full collection. Like, this is my favorite collection by far. So Get your hands on some while you can. The price went up to $155 now that the pre-order is done, from what I heard. So I appreciate everybody that showed up. Hopefully this was helpful in your buying process. I will do some videos this week, including the one on this piece, Lune Feline. I also have a video of the top 10 fragrances that are under $50 for the fall season. A couple other fragrances. I also wanted to do a YSLY live breakdown. YSLY breakdown, line breakdown, just so we can prepare for the iced cologne to come out, whenever the hell that comes. But Zed Creators, George did great. I want to give a shout out to Ross, Justin, Grace, Jordan, George, Hercules, and any one of those women and men that were in Chicago that I saw in those videos that looked like they wanted to die, you as well. So thank you to everybody. Thanks again to Ross for sending these to me. I can see you still in the chat, so appreciate you, buddy. Talk to everybody soon, and make sure to hit that like whether you're on your way in or out. Peace out.